Hey everyone, EGMAN here with another video, and to commemorate the release of DLC 3 for the My Hero Academia collectible card game, we have a deck list here going over the Tiger character, one of the 4 characters from the DLC 3. If you want me to go over any of the other characters and make a deck list for them, please let me know in the comments below, but today we're going to focus on the Tiger one. And we chose water for the symbol for it, and it's probably because this is a 5-hander, and it reminds me a lot of Mineta, but that's probably why. And it's a knee-jerk reaction of why it might be at least my first one to make a deck list from this DLC 3. But it's really interesting. I like what it does, and it does have some ways to kind of overcome the 5-hander problem that a lot of these regular 5-handers normally have. So going over it, so again, 5-hander, 33 health, and it has an enhance. If your attack deals damage, you get to draw a card, which is quite good. Any like 6 or 7-hander would love to have this effect. Being able to just draw cards for having attacks being played is really nice, and it's part of the reason I like the Koji leader as well. And also enhance once per turn. This is either player's turn. Switch this attack's speed and damage, which is really, really neat. And again, another reason it reminds me of Mineta, because I'd use the spooky with it, and that's really strong there. And then a response twice per enhanced step after an effect modifies the speed of your attack. This attack gets +1 damage. So that means that you can use your previous enhance to switch the attack speed and damage, and it modifies the speed of your attack, so you're able to flip it, and then you get to use the effect to get that +1 damage immediately. So that's kind of nice. So I like that too. It's really easy to just get +2 damage on your attacks every turn, and then that just means you focus on your foundations and also your attacks to give speed for themselves to proc this response to do that. So that's kind of the idea there. So we're just going to go over the foundations first, and we're probably playing a bit of a chunky list. This is 65 cards, but honestly it's because all of the attacks we had I really liked. I didn't really find one I wanted to cut, so that's the reason. So we had to run more foundations to kind of compensate for that, and that's kind of where we're at. If you want to run less, then go for it. We'll kind of talk about which attacks we care about the most and which ones might kind of warrant a cut, but that's kind of what we got. Going through the foundations, though, our 0 foundations are gotcha. So response if this card is committed during the enhanced step. This gets +1 or -1 speed playable while committed. We have one way to proc this ourselves on the offensive side, but the defensive side, it's also there, which is nice, giving -1 speed for a stun ability that your opponent might have. Could be good there. We also have Desperate Times, kind of the opposite. Anytime by stunning your opponent's cards. So after your rival draws any number of cards during the combat phase, they commit 1 foundation on a flip here, which is quite nice there. And then surviving the final enhance once per turn, this attack gets -1 speed, which is not only good defensively, but it could be good offensively as well, since this modifies your speed, which is the wording of the Tiger character here. If you just need like 1 more damage and you can give up the speed to do so, this could just be a free way to get 1 damage on your attack, which can be somewhat impactful sometimes. So nice to just keep an eye on what your kind of flexible options are for this. Going into our 1 foundations, we have Tape, which changes the attack zone to mid, or flip this attack, it's -2 speed, which again, anything that modifies speed negatively can also be used on your own attacks more or less to proc the +1 damage, so that is something to consider there. Ice Gliding, commit this attack as +1 or +2 speed. If it's blocked, the next attack is +1 or -1 speed. As far as I know, and I can be corrected wrong on this, you can use this to give your first attack +1 speed, and then if it's blocked, you're able to use the +1 speed, and that would trigger the Tiger to get the enhance to get +1 damage. I'm 99% sure that works. If that doesn't, let me know in the comments, but it could just be a quick way to get that extra proc there. But the -2 speed and -1 speed is Ice Gliding. Like giving anything a lot of minus speed in this and then being able to flip it to make it 0 damage or like 1 or 2 damage means that this is one of the best ways to use the Tiger effect in my mind. So I think Ice Gliding, even if that thing didn't work, would be super duper good. And then we also have Daunting Message. We were just kind of needing another low block, and just enhance flip if your current health is less than half. If your maximum health, commit 1 rival foundation. So being able to do that, I think, is strong there. And then Feeling Cute, destroy 1 foundation. Your attack is +1 speed. A way for you to get +1 speed, a way to get out of deadlock. And there are some reasons which we'll go into to have less foundations than your opponent. You get some cool effects off the new foundation we get from this DLC. So being able to do that forcefully is kind of nice there. Also Frozen, kind of the same idea. Destroy 1 foundation, your rival commits 1 foundation, so that can help you there. So Manly, one of my favorite cards from this set. Flip after you're dealt damage from an unblocked attack at the top card of your rival's discard pile to their card pool. And the best thing about this too is that even though it's an unblocked attack, if you're able to be sneaky by giving them a lot of minus speed and then flip the attack and speed of the attack. You're only taking like 2 from this unblocked attack, and then you're doing so manually, and then they've got 2 cards of progressive difficulty in their card pool. And that's quite strong there. So I like it there. And since you guys are probably already seeing it, we're playing sticky balls too. So it's the same thing as So Manly, but you just flip it and it's just any time. It is unique, but by flipping it, you can, recur this, which is quite good. We're playing Rescue Complete as well. So commit 1 foundation. This attack is +1 or -2 speed. So being able to kind of have a ice gliding of kind of effect is nice there. But also you can destroy already 2 face down foundations that have not been ready at this combat phase, which is good too in its own ways. And again, by destroying our own foundations, we get a lot of the things for this pile of body. So enhance if your printed hand size is 5 or less, you get your attack is +1 speed, which is good for us there. Which means +1 speed. It's a free +1/+1 essentially, because it responds to your character commit there, your character enhance or character response. My goodness. And also enhance your attack commit flip. If your rival has more foundations than you, they add 1 foundation to their card pool face down. So this just puts more cards in their card pool. So you can do some silly stuff where you can use pile of body, and then you commit flip, and then you can use sticky balls to do the same thing, to put 2 cards into the card pool for free. And then moving over to our attacks, we can use invisible infiltration to ready either the sticky balls or the pile of body, and then on the next attack do the same thing. It's really, really devastating getting just like 3 cards into our opponent's card pool for free, and unless they have a way to kind of get around that, you just get some free damage, free attacks, and that's really solid there. Like this invisible infiltration is such a daunting card for setting up some really nasty foundation combinations, and I think sticky balls is just like one of the best cards for that. So running for that, going through the other kind of attacks we have sticky ball, toss, tackle. We want throws in this deck because that just almost guarantees that we get a card draw, because it's going to almost guarantee do a damage, which is nice. This gets +1 damage for each card in your rival's card pool, which is cool there. And then if you're able to give this +2 speed, or speed off 2 things, this becomes a 3 mid for like 7 if they have 2 cards in there. So 7 on a throw is great. It just means you're guaranteed 4 damage, and you get to kind of go for him there. And unless you have this attack is not blocked or rival commits 2 foundations, which it's fine. It's a cool effect. It's what you get. It's a set 1 rare, which is normally good, but we got that. Tongue Whip is obviously the MVP of the deck for closing it. It gets +1 damage for each card in your rival's card pool, and then also enhance at the top card of your rival's deck to your card pool. They really should just flip the order of this enhance. I don't know why, because you always want to add 1 and then you go back up and do the +1 damage. But if you have like a copy of sticky balls and pile of body that already resolve this turn, then you have 2 more, and then 3. So this is like a 4 low for 7. And then if you have ways to enhance the speed, it's like a 6 low for 9 on a 4 diff is pretty good. And then again, your opponent's probably not blocking anything that you're doing for the rest of this turn. So really strong kind of ending potential there. Very good there as well. Cat Punch, if this attack is blocked, you get to draw a card, and then commit 1 foundation. This attack gets +2 speed. So you can give it +3 speed if you're using Gotcha if you want. This is probably the weakest attack in this deck, but I kind of wanted to include it just because it was from the DLC 3. 1 foundation to get +2 speed is fine. Attack is blocked is you draw 1 card, so you just guarantee essentially that you draw a card. Either it does damage with this enhance, or it's blocked and you get a draw from this enhance. So it's fine. I don't love it. It's just good for the character itself. But it does seem a little undertuned, but it's fine. And then also we have Grasping Tape Toss, which is I'd say better of the throws for us. Even though it's a 5 diff, it's a stun 1 throw. If this is not blocked, commit 1 rival foundation, which is good there. And it's a 5 damage, which we don't care about the speed for this, which means if we give it, even if we give it like 0 speed, let's say we proc 2 copies of Surviving the Final in this guy, it's 0 speed mid, but it's 7 damage because we got 2 responses off our Tiger, which just pretty much means this guarantees 4 damage for us. And then we get a card draw, and then if we have another attack afterwards, it's fine there. So, and it just means that they're kind of, if you make this like 0 speed, your opponent's kind of like, well, I kind of need to block this. And then you say, cool, I'll Tongue Whip into Sticky Balls, and then I'll get +3 damage and good luck blocking, buddy. So that's kind of the idea. Cheerful Uppercut, also just great for defense and offense as well. It's 5 low for 4. You're able to use this defensively very well. Either you make an attack very, very quick or very, very slow, and then you switch it with Tiger, or the attack doesn't do a lot of damage, and then you take half damage with this still. You take like 2 or 3, and then you just muck it up, and then they have 2 cards there. You do have to be careful because it does prevent you from blocking as much as well as easy, but I think it's strong there. And you can discard a momentum to get this +4 damage, which we're going to make momentum pretty quickly because we have throws. So then you have a 5 low for 8, and then you can use the switch to have it be an 8 low for 5, but it's actually 8 low for 6 because the response piece for switching it. You can just make this like an 8 low for 7 really, really easily, which is quite nice for us there. So there are some reasons to just offensively use this to try to close the game too, and I think that's kind of worth talking about. Anyways, that's kind of the main deck. I felt like I'd be harassed by the comment section for not talking about Faith Shield and Creeping Vine Eruption. I don't think these are good in the meta right now. I don't think they do enough, honestly. A 3 mid block is just kind of too slow for where we're at. If you don't believe me, then go for it. It's a throw, which is good. It's the MO for this deck anyway, so go for it. And the Faith Shield is just a good block, which is fine there. I also want to talk about Great Brush. It was fine. Stun 1, and then if your rival has at least 1 card in their card pool, you get to draw 1. And it's 4 mid for 6 damage, which you can just do like the first enhance to swap it to make it a 6 mid for 5 damage, and then you can use something like the pilot body to give it 1 more speed. So it's a 7 mid for 6 damage essentially. So that's pretty good. I think that's solid enough for what you're doing. And then it's very easy to draw a card off this one too. So this can draw a card just from existing, and then you can draw a card from this. So honestly, I think this might just be a better version of Cat Punch, but I could be wrong there because it's still 6 damage too, and it's a 5 diff, but this like almost definitely guarantees a card draw, especially if you sticky balls or whatnot. So I don't know. It's up to you. I did want to mention it. But that is the deck list for you guys today. Again, if you guys want me to cover any other of the DLC 3 characters, let me know. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.
Damn it. Damn it.